A lot of people ask me how I store extra fondant if I want to use it later, and I always keep it in a container like this. And every couple weeks or so, I go through all the fondant and get rid of the fondant that I can't use anymore. So I want to show you how I do that. I keep the fondant separated in bags by color. And side note, I just washed my hands, so my hands are clean when I'm doing this. But the fondant that I like to save is the fondant that I can squeeze when it is cool at room temperature. If I can still squeeze it, I'm going to save it because it can be reused. If the fondant is like pieced together, like sometimes I just throw it in there in case I need it for a later cake and it's too hard at room temperature, then I'm going to dispose of it. So I put it in new, fresh gallon size bags. And again, I'm going to separate it by color. So I'm just going to go to the greens now. And I pulled this teal one out. I thought I might be able to use it, but it's still a little too hard. I'm going to get rid of that entire bag. And I'm just going to continue the same process for all of the colors. So I like to do blues and purples as well. And again, a lot of these pieces I just tossed in these bags after I was done making decorations, and I really can't use those anymore. So I'm going to toss those. And then I do neutrals and browns, and then black and gray together and white. And this white was way too hard. Look, I can smack it on the countertop and it's like a rock. So I'm throwing that out. So now I have my blacks and grays, my browns and my neutrals, pink, red, orange, yellow, blues and purples, and greens. And you can separate them however you want, but that's just how I chose to do it. So I keep them all in separate plastic bags. And I'm going to throw another bag in here for when I have white. And I just made a whole batch of red I'm going to throw in there too and stick the lid on. And that's how I store my used fondant so it stays fresh and ready for the next project. I hope this tip helps you waste less and get more out of your fondant.